The following is a summary of comments made last weekend in Manhattan by none other than Charles Krauthammer. Charles is a writer with the Washington Post, and also he appears regularly on Fox. This is him talking about Obama and the left in America. Obama is a very intellectual, charming individual. He is not to be underestimated. He is a cool customer and doesn't show his emotions. It's very hard to know what's behind the mask. The taking down of the Clinton dynasty was an amazing accomplishment. The Clintons still do not understand what hit them. Obama was in the perfect place at the perfect time. Obama has political skills comparable to Reagan and Clinton. He has a way of making you think he's on your side, agreeing with your position while doing the opposite. Pay no attention to what he says, rather watch what he does. Very sage advice. Obama has a ruthless quest for power. He did not come to Washington to make something out of himself, but rather to change everything, including dismantling capitalism. He can't be straightforward on his ambitions, as the public would not go along. He has a heavy hand and wants to level the playing field with income redistribution and punishment to the achievers of society. He would like to model the USA on Great Britain or Canada. His three main goals are to control energy, public education and national health care by the federal government. Sound like some other country we all know here in February 2012 in Australia? Yeah, doesn't it ever? I'll bet you Obama sees Gillard as one of his acolytes. Bet your bum. His three main goals, right, we know what they are. They're energy, public education and national health care by the federal government. I'm reading this from an email sent to me this week from colleagues in the United States. I'm a great admirer of Charles Krauthammer. You ought to look him up on Fox or his own websites. Obama doesn't care about the auto or financial service industries, but he got them as an early bonus. The cap and trade will add cost to everything and stifle growth. Paying for free college education is his goal. Most scary is his healthcare program, because if you make it free and add 46 million people to a Medicare type single payer system, the costs will go right through the roof. The only way to control costs is with massive rationing of services like in Canada. God forbid. He has surrounded himself with mostly far left academic types. No one around him has ever run a candy store. But they're going to try and run the auto, financial, banking and other industries. This obviously can't work in the long run. Obama is not a socialist, rather he's a far left secular progressive, bent on nothing short of revolution. He ran as a moderate but will govern from the hard left. Again, watch what he does, not what he says. Obama doesn't really see himself as President of the United States, but more as a ruler all over the world. That includes Australia. He's already got these acolytes running amok here. Look what's going on. $56 billion deficit, in less than 4 years. What a load of shit. Obama sees himself above it all, trying to orchestrate. What an elitist, eh? Left-wing elitist Marxist. What was he, a professor or something? How come he's not called doctor? Hasn't he got a doctorate? He sees himself above it all, trying to orchestrate and coordinate various countries and their agendas, including Australia and New Zealand. He sees moral equivalency in all cultures. His apology tour in Germany and England was a prime example of how he sees America, as an imperialist nation that has been arrogant, rather than a great noble nation that has at times made errors. This is the first president who has chastised our allies and appeased our enemies in the US. He is now handing out goodies. He hopes that the bill and pain will not come due until after he is re-elected in 2012. He would like to blame all problems on Bush from the past and hopefully his successor in the future. He has a huge ego, and Dr. Krauthammer believes he is a narcissist. Wow, that's bad. Republicans are in the wilderness for a while, but will emerge strong Republicans. Strong Republicans are pining for another Reagan, but there will never be another like him. Charles Krauthammer believes Mitt Romney, Tim Pawlenty and Bob Jindal, except for his terrible speech in February, are the future of the party. Newt Gingrich is brilliant but has baggage. Sarah Palin is sincere and intelligent but needs to really be seriously boning up on facts and info if she is to be a serious candidate in the future. We need to return to the party of lower taxes, smaller government, personal responsibility, strong national defence and states' rights. All of that is just hated by the left here in Australia. They fucking hate it. They hate individuals. They hate. They call Catholics and Christians as absolutists. They never call Muslims that. Funny that, isn't it? Yeah. So the current level of spending is irresponsible and outrageous, where they're spending trillions in America that they don't have. They even, they're literally borrowing money to put gas in the president's vehicles. Yeah, in his limo. This could all lead to hyperinflation, depression or worse. No country has ever spent themselves into prosperity. Read that Labor here in Oz. The media is giving Obama, Reid and Pelosi a pass because they love their agenda. But eventually the bill will come due and people will realise the huge bailouts didn't work. Nor will the stimulus packages. These were trillion-dollar payoffs to Obama's allies, unions and the Congress, to placate the left. So he can't get support for the above. The election was over in mid-September when Lehman Brothers failed. Fear and panic swept in. We had an unpopular president and the war was grinding on indefinitely without a clear outcome. The people are in pain and the mantra of change caused people to act emotionally. Any Democrat would have won this election. It was surprising it was as close as it was. In 2012, if the unemployment rate is over 10%, Republicans will be swept back into power. If it's under 8, the Democrats continue to roll on. If it's between 8 and 10, it will be a dogfight. It will all be about the economy. I hope this gets you people really thinking about what's happening in Washington and keep thinking Canberra. There is a left-wing revolution going on, absolutely, in Australia. Even if you vote Labor out, they're still in power because they control the goddamn bureaucracy at all levels, right down into local government, policy-wise. So there's this left-wing revolution going on, according to Krauthammer, and he encourages us to keep the faith and join the loyal resistance. The work will be hard, but we're right on most issues and can reclaim our country before it's too late. Do yourself a long-term favour. Send this video on to anyone who'll listen. Anyone who's intelligent enough to make their own assessment of the big picture. All our futures and children's futures depend on our good understanding of what is really going on in Washington DC and Canberra, and our action pursuant to that understanding. It really is up to each of us to take individual action. We certainly need something else here. Anyhow, there you go. Catch you later.